Alright guys, welcome back to the stream. So now that we have defeated Baron Blade, we'll go ahead and fight the other relatively easy villain, which is Omnitron. Um, Omnitron can go one of a couple ways, because he basically constantly flips back and forth between his two sides, being a rampaging robot and self-aware robotics facility. And depending on which side he's on, he either plays very quickly, playing multiple cards a turn, or he basically constantly harries the board and reses old parts and enemies. So this time, we're going to vary up the team a little bit. Generally speaking, Legacy is one of the best heroes in the game, just because of his global buff. Now, one of Omnitron's main things is that he cannot take a lot of damage in a single turn. If he takes a certain amount of damage, his components break. So we want somebody who can deal a lot of damage, so like Haka and Fnatic. Or actually, we'll take Ra with us. So we'll have Legacy, Haka, Ra. Let's also bring along the variant of Tachyon, the Super Scientist. Going to show off that as well. I'm going to try and unlock as many of the variants as I can, because this is basically a brand new playthrough. I've just installed this yesterday. I have barely touched it. I do know how to unlock everything, and I'll be getting to that as it comes up. We'll just go with a team of 4 this time. And then for our environment, let's go ahead and go to... let's go to the ruins of... Actually, no, let's go to Megaopolis. It's the next one in line. Alright, so here we go. Alright, let's fight this day for liberty and justice. So Omnitron goes on a rampage and drops out a repair drone, which heals himself. And hits everybody for a bunch of damage and doesn't do anything else. Alright, we don't care. Alright, so Legacy starts off. Well, good thing everybody took damage, so we can just start right off with the Inspiring Presence. And let's boost damage. So all heroes are going to be dealing a crap ton of damage. Alright, so let's see. Well, we'll go ahead and drop Haka's weapon, the Taiha. What this does is he gets to hit 2 guys for 3 damage apiece. Now, of course, with Legacy's boost, that's now 5 damage, so he gets to break the repair drone and punish Omnitron. Alright, so let's see. As for Tachyon, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and give her... Actually, we'll go ahead and hit Omnitron with the Supersonic Response, which hits Omnitron for 4 damage, and then because Omnitron hit Tachyon last turn, she gets to hit him again for sonic damage, so she's dealt 8 damage to him. And then we'll use Tachyon's power. She flips the bottom 2 cards of a deck. If they share a keyword, such as Burst, One-Shot, Ongoing, any one keyword, she gets to put them directly into play. So let's go ahead and experiment. She'll experiment on herself. Oh, and it's a pair of one-shots, so we get the Sonic Vortex. So we get to hit Omnitron for another 5. And then she gets Supersonic Burst, which hits Omnitron for another 3, and also says that until her next turn, Omnitron cannot deal damage. So now it is Ra's turn. He gets to burn things with fire. So we'll go ahead and drop his staff, which heals him when it comes out, and it also boosts his damage. Now, you can either use the staff's ability, which to deal 3 damage, but it blows itself up, basically throws it at them, or we can just use Ra's normal burn ability to hit for 3. So we'll go ahead and do that and hit for 5 instead. Now, the staff is a limited item, which means he can only have 1 copy of it in play at a time, but that doesn't mean he can't draw a bunch of copies of it. So we got a Plummeting Monorail. At the start of the environment turn... what does that do? Come on. Let me see it. Starting environment turn, this card deals the 2 targets with the highest HP 5 melee damage each. So it'll hit Omnitron and Haka. Or actually, Omnitron will just blow it up and get to play a free card, which blows up all equipment cards and hits each hero that blew up an equipment card this way for 2 damage. So both of them are getting blown up, which sucks. But Omnitron can't deal damage, so it's okay. And he gets to play a card from his trash, so he's going to get his repair drone back and heal himself. Which is fine, because he's only healing for 2. We're dealing significantly more than 2 damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and buff and boost. Alright, so go ahead and put out Dominion. Dominion is one of Haka's things, is that whenever an environment card is destroyed, Haka gets to draw a card. Similar to how Bunker's ammo drop worked. Haka has a lot of effects that cause him to draw cards and destroy things. Either boost himself, heal himself, protect himself. So he wants to have a very large hand size at all times. So we're going to go ahead and break that repair drone so that we don't have to deal with it again. And now we're back to Tachyon. Omnitron can now deal damage again because the turn has worn off. And we'll just play this Synaptic Interruption. Basically, if Tachyon would take 3 or more damage from a single shot, this thing interrupts it and she gets to redirect it. Alright, so let's go ahead and experiment now. Let's experiment on Haka. So what does Haka flip out? He flips nothing, so they both get discarded. Oh, and Tachyon gets her HUD goggles, which gives her an extra card play, similar to pushing the limits, but it doesn't give her the extra card draw, and it doesn't hurt her. All right, so let's go ahead and grab another Staff of Ra, which lets him draw a card and play a new card, and then, oh, actually, what am I doing? I'm just going to replay the Staff of Ra. And now we're going to blast Omnitron for a bunch of fire damage. And now the Megaopolis brings out a hostage situation. Hero cards cannot be played. At the beginning of the environment turn, each player may discard 1 card to destroy it. So now we have to rely on our powers, which Omnitron just blew up again. Thanks, Omnitron. And now he gets one of his components, the Disintegration Ray. At the start of the villain turn, he deals 5 damage to the hero with the highest HP, but if he takes 7 or more damage in a single turn, then it blows itself up. Alright, so let's go ahead and Galvanize to boost hero damage. And we'll go ahead and punch Omnitron for 4 damage. Of course, Tachyon can't play any cards. Her entire thing is about playing cards. We can't even use her power because her power relies on playing cards, so we'll just go ahead and skip her turn. So she gets to draw 2 cards instead of 1. Now it's Ra's turn, so we'll go ahead and just burn Omnitron for 4 more damage, which will break the Disintegration Ray, because Omnitron took 8 damage over the course of the round. Now everyone's going to want to discard a card to get rid of, the hostage situation. So let's see, Legacy can get rid of, he can get rid of Thok. I'm generally not going to have him deal damage. Haka can get rid of this Vitality Surge. Tachyon can get rid of one of her HUD goggles. And then Ra can get rid of his Flame Barrier. And then Haka gets to draw a card. Start of the environment turn, each hero may destroy one of their ongoing cards, then this card... Oh, wait. Or at the end of the environment turn, one player may discard a card to destroy... Oh, yeah, we're just going to oh look, Haka's going to discard a card that he doesn't need to draw a card and get rid of this, so we don't even need to worry about it. Yay! And now we're back to Omnitron. So what's Omnitron going to do? He's going to drop another component, the electromagnetic railgun. And he gets a random drone or trash, so he gets another disintegration ray. So the electromagnetic railgun, what is this? What does this guy do? He deals the 2 heroes with the highest HP 3 damage each, which could potentially be rather annoying. So let's go ahead and let's bolster ally, so everybody gets to draw a card. Oh look, Ra got another staff. He has 4 of them in his deck. Alright, so we'll go ahead and... well, we'll go ahead and put out Punish the Weak. What this does is, if Haka is hitting the hero or the non-hero target with the lowest HP, he gets +1 damage. Otherwise, he gets -1 damage. You can also break it at any time at the cost of a power, but we want him to use this because, oh look, Omnitron is the lowest non-hero target, even though he's at 63 health, because he's the only non-hero target. So we get to punch him for 5 damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop out the HUD goggles. We'll push the limits, and then let's see here. We can just Synaptic Interruption. So now she has 2 of them, so the next 2 times she would take 3 or more damage, she gets to redirect those 2 sources. And experiment on Ra. What does he have? He has nothing useful, so they both get discarded, which is fine, because it's not like he was going to get to them anytime soon anyway. So Ra's turn. We're just going to go ahead and drop the staff, heal himself back up to full, and then burn Omnitron for 5 damage, which is going to break both of his components again. Alright, so now close quarters combat. All damage is melee, all damage is +1, and then at the start of the next environment turn, that card blows up. And then Omnitron goes rampaging, he gets an assault drone. He deals the hero target with the highest HP, X melee, where X is the number of drones in play, +1. And he also gets the worst card for Ra to run into. Adaptive Plating Subroutine says that if he would be... whenever he takes damage from a given type, he is now immune to that type of damage until he gets hit by something else. And of course, everything is melee right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll have Legacy lead from the front. So what this does is it lets Legacy tank damage for other characters when a villain deals damage. Let's go ahead and boost. And then Haka can go ahead and drop another Dominion, and we'll have him just punch the drone for 6 damage. We're having him punch the drone because the drone is the lowest health. Otherwise, he'd only be hitting Omnitron for 4 damage and making Omnitron immune to melee in the process. Oh, and Haka just drew his most broken card, Savage Mana. We'll go ahead and have Tachyon take some damage, because it's going to get redirected, so Omnitron's going to take 5. Now this is kind of a bit of a non-bow. Tachyon has to take damage in order for pushing the limits to stay in play. Because she did not, pushing the limits gets destroyed. And all she has right now is damage, and there's nothing to hit, because Omnitron is currently immune to melee, so we'll just go ahead and skip her play, and we'll use her power. We'll go ahead and have her do it on herself. So, oh good, she gets 2 one-shots, which don't do anything, because she can only deal melee damage, but that's fine, she gets to draw a card. And of course, because her Hypersonic Assault did not deal damage, Omnitron is not prevented from being able to deal damage on his next turn. Alright, so Ra can't do anything, so we will just go ahead and play his Flame Barrier, which says the first time he takes damage each turn, he gets to hit back for 2 damage. And we'll just skip his power. Alright, so close quarters combat blows up. Dominion lets Haka draw 2 cards. And then we have the Impending Casualty. Oh look, Haka's now going to start drawing cards. And we have a new Disintegration Ray. And an Assault Drone comes back. So the Assault Drone's going to deal 2 damage. Sure, Legacy can go ahead and tank that damage. Because it would have gone to Ra instead, but Legacy also has his Fortitude, which reduces the damage he takes. Alright, so let's go ahead and we will play Next Evolution. What this does is it lets Legacy become immune to the damage type of your choice. Actually, well, kind of a waste, but we'll go ahead and make him immune to energy damage. Now, if you ever make a mistake in what you want to do, you can hit this little rewind button and let you go back to a phase. Like, I could go back instead and have, like, I could use this to rewind back to powers, and instead of using Next Evolution, I can go ahead and Galvanize, which is the correct play anyway, because we want to deal as much damage as possible. So now, Haka's turn again. Oh look, he got his Taiha back, so we'll go ahead and play that. And now this lets Haka nail both the Assault Drone, and we get to hit Omnitron, which he's still immune to melee, so it does nothing. Yay! Alright, well that was fun. Alright, so as for Tachyon, let's go ahead and put out her Research Grant. This lets her draw 2 cards and discard 1, though her actual power is a lot better right now. And then we'll play Sonic Vortex, which deals sonic damage, not melee, so Omnitron is not immune to it. And then we'll just skip dealing damage. And let's go ahead and experiment. So we'll experiment on Legacy. And he gets to bolster allies, and he gets to punch something. So everybody draw a card. And that's the fun thing about playing cards out of turn, is that it allows you to take advantage of effects that you normally wouldn't. Like, normally, Legacy would never be able to benefit from his own Galvanize. Now he can. So now that lets us... so now he switches back to melee immunity, and it also breaks his Disintegration Ray again. Alright, so now what we want to do is... Playing Imbue Fire is actually not the best idea right now, because even though it's a global damage buff, it turns all the heroes' attacks into fire damage, which while Omnitron has the adaptive plating subroutine, means that he's not going to be able to do anything. So we'll go ahead and... let's see... Let's go ahead and play Blazing Tornado, which gives basically Ra a more powerful version of his basic power. So he deals 3 fire instead of 2 fire. So now he gets to deal 6 damage instead of 5. And back to the environment, which brings up a traffic pileup. We cannot draw cards while this thing is in play. And it's at 10 health. So that thing's annoying. And meanwhile, Omnitron is on his rampage. And so he's going to heal and deal 3 damage. Well, he's going to deal 2 damage to Legacy. And then he's going to heal himself for 3, which is fine. Alright, so we'll go ahead and play the Legacy Ring. What this does is it lets Legacy use 2 powers in a turn, much like Wraith's Utility Belt. So now we can make him immune to melee damage and boost the team's damage by 1. But can't draw cards, which is annoying. Alright, so now it is Haka's turn. So we're going to go ahead and put up Savage Mana. This is Haka's most powerful card. Whenever he kills something, he puts it under Savage Mana. And then he can use Savage Mana to basically discard everything under it and deal twice that much damage to a single shot. It's basically his kill shot card. So we'll go ahead and put both of Omnitron's drones underneath Savage Mana. The other thing is, because they're put under Savage Mana, they're not put into the discard pile, so Omnitron can't get them back. They're essentially removed from his deck while they're underneath. Alright, so we need Ongoing Destruction, which we're not drawing. This is actually quite annoying. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Lightspeed Barrage the traffic pileup for 5 damage. And then Nimble Strike it for another 3, which is not enough to kill it. And of course now she can't draw a card, so there was no real point to doing that. So we'll go ahead and experiment on Tachyon. Oh, well, she gets to deal damage. We'll go ahead and hit Omnitron with that. And then she gets to deal sonic damage to both of them. But first, since it's multiple targets, we choose the order that the damage is dealt in. This time, it doesn't really matter. That gets rid of the traffic pileup. Alright, so now it is Ra's turn. So, let's see here. No, we'll go ahead and Solar Flare. All fire damage Ra deals is now +2, but he has to hit himself for 4 damage at the end of each of his turns, otherwise he loses it. So we'll go ahead and blast Omnitron for 8 damage, and then we'll just let Solar Flare go away. Well, actually, no. Ra has plenty of health. So we'll go ahead and, let's see. There's Galvanize. He's going to take 7 damage. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. Oh, crap. He's going to hit himself with the Flame Barrier. Okay. Mental note, never do that again. Oh, hey, police backup. At the end of the environment turn, we hit deal 1 projectile damage to the villain with the highest HP, and then at the if the villain makes us discard a card, it blows up. And we have the S-84 Automaton Drone. Comes in with health equal to the number of players, and deals energy damage equal to the amount, equal to its health left. Nah, Haka, or Legacy doesn't need to tank damage here. Haka can take it. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll have Legacy punch Omnitron for 5 damage. And we'll boost. And we'll make him immune to energy. So now Legacy can tank for the Automaton drone. Of course, Haka's just going to eat it with Taiha, but it was the thought that counts. Alright, so we'll go ahead and play a third Dominion, so Haka's going to be drawing all sorts of cards. And let's go ahead and hit the Automaton drone for 6. Put it under Savage Mana. And then hit... Oh, he's still immune to melee, so it doesn't do anything. Alright, so Tachyon is going to... Oh, he's immune to melee, so she can't even do anything during her play phase. So we'll just skip that for now. And let's go ahead and experiment on Legacy. Oh, well, we'll play Surge of Strength. So Legacy gets his own personal damage boost, but we already have Inspiring Presence, so that's discarded. Which kind of sucks, but oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead first and summon Staff. Still get to draw a card off of it. Alright, let's see. Omnitron is at 14 health, so... what is this? That doesn't do anything. Let's see. Living Conflagration. When this card enters play, Ra deals a target 2 fire damage. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play this. So we'll hit Omnitron for 7. And of course, Omnitron is now immune to fire, which is fine. And the reason why this is fine is because the Staff of Ra's basic ability is projectile damage. So Ra is going to kill Omnitron. Or not. Oh, he's now immune to projectile, which means the police backup is not going to finish him off. That sucks. No, we do not want to take another incredible amount of damage. Rooftop Combat. All damage is +1. When this card enters play, destroy all other environment cards. While it is in play, environment cards cannot be played. When heroes deal non-hero character cards 10 or more damage in a single round, we blow it up. And then Haka's going to draw a bunch of cards thanks to Dominion. Oh, all heroes take 5 damage. Well, Ra is going to take damage first. Legacy does not want to redirect this. The reason why is because, oh look, Flame Barrier is going to kill Omnitron. And we win. Omnitron has been defeated. Alright guys, so that is now 2 of the 4 villains taken down. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. When I come back, we will go on to the next one, which is going to be Citizen Dawn. Stay tuned guys, see you in a little bit.